Oh, do I feel good today? What is up, universe? Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line, and we are here live 6 days a week. On weekdays, we are also at 4 p.m. Eastern time on all of the stadium platforms, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Roku TV, and now we're on DirecTV. I'm your host, the coach, and I got the best damn crew in the game. I already see the chat popping. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button on the way in. It really helps the show grow. Now, I see so many different takes on games that helped you. The over came in last night, Thursday Night Football. The second half over came in. The team total for Cleveland came in, 24 second half points. And we had a pretty good day as a crew. And thank goodness, because George Pickens did nothing for me, coming one short and probably one completion short as well as far as yards are concerned. But look at our man from the dirty, coming through clean, soupy, 3 out of 4. That's just how you get it done. But I can't wait to deal with young Peyton in just a little bit, but he was all over TikTok yesterday, so I will forgive him. Many of you in the chat are talking about the Lakers last night. Anthony Davis, we'll get to them in a second. We have tons of content across all of our platforms. Easiest thing to do, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and you can see all of it right there. You also get a fresh new podcast every single day around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Premium members, you get the video every day, drops around 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, the man who joins me is my partner, and I can't believe it's been damn near 10 months ago we started this rebrand, and I really feel like we're picking up steam. Good morning, AB. How are you?
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, boys. Good morning, crew. Yeah, man, it's amazing, right? You know what's crazy? We're about to hit 1 million views on YouTube. 1 million in year one, and half our content is premium. Like,
That's
it's
crazy.
amazing, man. It's amazing. And also, two things. Last night, all right, a lot of people have paid mortgages with home NFL dogs plus 3.5. And then we wore that chain for Big Chuck thinking he was going to have a big night. And the dude went perfect. Just went perfect, man. I know.
Perfect. He definitely will get our 15 seconds. Plus, how about that Jameis Winston minus 205? There are some people sweating that, AB. But in the end, he delivered as he always seems to do.
Me and Mims were sitting there sweating together. And then finally it happened. We didn't even say anything. We just fist bumped and moved on. Like, thank God.
Oh, man. It was quite the game. And we tell you all the time, the games you don't think are going to be good can come out and be great. 24-19. It shakes up everything. I can't wait to hear what the crew has to say about it, because now everything is blown up. Division, AB, the conference, that was a huge loss for the Steelers last night.
Yeah, it was. You know, we talked about it last night. Look, say what you want about Jameis Winston. There's something to be said for when everybody believes in a guy. You never hear a teammate say a bad thing about him. They believe in the dude. And look what happens, man. Good things happen when you just believe.
That's a main man. And he was making snow angels after the game. That was the top
checks out. He
said
he could eat snow. He said he was eating snow after the game. So there you go.
Oh, my God. So good. So good. All right, we got a lot to get to. It's 60 full minutes of fun every single day, and Howie Schwab would have loved Football Fridays. What do we got today, AB?
You know what? 60 minutes of fun today, and we're going to have 40 minutes of fun tonight in college basketball. All right, you got Duke and Arizona ranked on ranked. You take a Duke +1. You take a Arizona -1. You're going to go with the over 160.5. You're going to go with the under 160.5. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
All right. By the way, Lori says, nice call, AB, on Winston over 2.5 rush attempts. Sweat free. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Lori.
Got it on a touchdown, too. It's nice.
Yes. Very, very nice. It was a good day. It was a good day. It was a good night. That's why we are a crew for a reason. All right. Housekeeping done. It's time to bring in the crew, and it's time for the picks. No, Guzzle Money says everybody loves to see Jameis win. That's exactly right. John says, where's the poll? It's always right at the bottom of the chat, John, when you're watching on YouTube. It's right there. You can vote. If it's not there, let us know. All right, look who I got today. Football Friday, an embarrassment of riches. But you two on the right side of my screen, you can stand down for a second, because I got a man right below AB that I've got to give my attention to. 4-0. 4 check marks, a perfect night. And he told us all, and he was the only one that says, watch out for Cleveland. Not only did they cover the 3.5, they won by 5. 15 seconds. Big Chuck is yours.
Morning, Coach Crew. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. The only thing would have been better if someone would have won that Tigers chain. That would have been the icing on top. So I'd have loved to seen that. But yeah, we actually got 2 of the props on the final drive also. So great night. We put that one in the rear view. Excited for this weekend. Ready to get it going.
All right, very good. Now, our next man, and in about 20 minutes from right now, you're going to have your fantasy sits, your fantasy plays, your prize pick for Friday. But somebody's asking in the chat, Big Soupy, did Jameis Winston throw it a lot last week?
Not as much as we thought he would, but with the weather being the way it was, you could expect a little bit less throwing. Russell Wilson did most of the throwing.
He did. Game. Just not to George Pickens in the fourth quarter. 0 catches, 0 yards. What are we doing? All these little receivers that I've never even heard of making all these long catches last night. He did catch his longest completion, however. Now, this man, he is about 24 hours away from the biggest game of his fandom. He is live from Memphis, Tennessee. DG, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. We're getting on the eve of a beautiful Hoosier beatdown of Ohio State. I'm excited, Coach. I can see it in your eyes that you're excited. We have so many of the crew that are from Hoosier land. So shout out to them. They're the real OGs for sure.
That is not excitement you see in my eyes. It is gimmick infringement you see in my eyes. Taking the Cooville from Raphael and making it a Hoosier thing? Oh, bad look, DG. Bad look. But apparently Raphael is in his feelings this morning because AB in the chat, he says, wow, I also said the dog would bark. So Raphael wants credit for the Browns plus 3.5 last night, but I didn't see him anywhere saying, oh, yes, that will happen. AB, thoughts?
It's fascinating. All right, look, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here, all right, that he was on it. But Big Chuck was the first. Big Chuck put his name on it. All right, said, I don't need any points in terms of a teaser. I don't need any of that. You give me what the books hand me, I'll take it, run with it. That's exactly what he did. Also, they're right. The poll is down. The first time all year. Yeah, it's down on YouTube. It's not working. I just tried it again. So, I don't know what that means. Either Duke or Arizona's going off tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Howie somehow will give us a sign. Who knows? But damn it, I love having Howie a part of the show. All right, real quick, DG, before we get to our picks, and we do all of them here at the same time on DTL in the daytime. We'll call it that. But DG, last night, that loss was more than just about a snow globe game. It was kind of fun to watch the last quarter and a half with all the snow coming down. It was different. But now the Steelers are 2 full games behind the Chiefs, and now it really makes things convoluted in their division. A big-time loss for them.
It was a big-time loss, but we're talking about, a loss that potentially would be okay for them to get into the playoffs. So I'm not too worried about it, but division-wise, I think that's all but said and done because you being that far back this late into the season is going to be very tough. But they played well. It's just, honestly, it was late into the game when all that snow hit, and I just feel bad for Jameis Winston. He was throwing to guys that were in the dark jerseys, but he had no clue who was in the white jerseys because it was either snow or was it a Steeler? He wasn't sure. So he was just throwing the ball to whoever he thought might be open.
I just want to be clear. When you're talking about being too far back, you're talking about Cleveland, right?
No, I'm talking about Steelers.
Too far back in their division, you said?
Yeah, didn't that what
They're
you
leading
said?
their division.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said
Maybe
they
conference.
were losing their I'm sorry. Okay, then it's the conference. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're 8-3 in the AFC North. Baltimore is 7-4. So if they win, it's interesting because buys are coming up too. The buy thing I don't think is very fair. Soupy, last night it really was all about the Steelers, and the Browns are just playing spoiler. But I was really impressed with how much energy they had.
I love the way that they are playing behind Jameis Winston. We've seen Jameis Winston be the guy. He's been the backup, but everyone says how great of a team player he is, how great he is in the locker room. And now we're seeing him be that leader. Last night in the snow, he lost Cedric Tillman in the second half. So it was all Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy had a great second half, getting those contested catches in the snow, making big plays, converted a couple big third downs. It was a great game by Jameis Winston. He might compete for that starting job next year.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. By the way, AB, Mike Vrabel, they made a big deal about him being on the sideline last night, and you're always singing his praises. So we'll keep an eye on that as well.
Love Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, love it. I know you do. All right, we've got picks to get from. You guys know that on Fridays we do the football 5-pack at the bottom of the hour. So this is just AB, DG, and Soupy at this point. So AB, we got some hoops tonight. Where are we going?
We do. All right, first off, all right, we're going to follow DG's nice golf shirt there. We are taking Cooper Flagg and the Duke Blue Devils +1 against Arizona. We talk about Arizona in every sport. All right, when it's time to show up against the big boys, they don't do it. Give me Duke all day long here. And then we got Tennessee tonight, championship game. All right, Bahamas Classic against Baylor. We're taking Vols -3.5. Rick Barnes and the boys feeling good.
Every time I hear the word Bahamas, I can't tell the story here on the show because it would be one of the greatest stories ever, but I just can't do it. There's a story about Steve, not Lapis, he coached at Villanova. Who was the old coach at UCLA? Help me out. Basketball coach.
Steve Lavin?
Alford?
Yeah, Lavin, yes. He coached at St. John's, yeah. One of the greatest stories ever. He told us when he was at I wish you could run tape and behind-the-scenes footage at ESPN. It would be the greatest reality show of all time. Of all time. All right. DG, let me come over to you. We got two. What do we got?
Them Hoosiers were all over them this weekend. I expect them to take down Ohio State. The line has moved in so many different areas that I want to kind of stay away. But when I saw this, Indiana first half team total over 9.5 points. All we need is Indiana to score us 10 points in the first half. I think they get it done this weekend. Then we're going to go to Georgia, Southern, and Coastal Carolina. It's both teams to score 3+ in the first quarter. It's at -115. If you look on DraftKings, it's for them to both score, it's -140. But on BetMGM, for them to both have 3+ points, it's at -115. So go find it there because both these teams play really well into the first quarter.
Boom and boom. All right. Big Soup, you got two on the gridiron. Let's go.
Miami has had a couple weeks to think about their loss to Georgia Tech. They are going to come back in a big way against Wake Forest, who's allowed 77 points in their last two games. They're 128th in passing yards allowed. Cam Ward is going to go off. Yes, I'm taking the over 44.5 for Miami. And the big game of the weekend, Indiana, Ohio State. Indiana, top tier in a lot of the categories, scoring and defense. But their strength of schedule, 106th according to the College Football Index. This is going to be a big dose of reality, but I think they're going to keep it close. Ohio State lost their center, third string left tackle. I think it's going to take them time to adjust to the second half. I think Indiana, they've been playing a lot of blowouts. They don't know how to compete for 60 minutes. I think it'll be different in the second half, but the first half, I'm going to take the +6.
And that stat is the reason why I think if they lose, they will not get into the playoffs with one loss. I really believe that. Their schedule has been awful when you really break it down. Much, much worse than a fifth-place SEC team. By the way, shout out to producer man. AB, how about this one? Love the respective sports balls next to the picks. Helps my whatever that next word is, LOL. So producer man, always thinking about the crew.
Always thinking ahead. Look, at this time of year, it's really difficult because you've got colleges in both sports playing. Yeah, man, that's a smart move.
I could see the Lettuce King using that as an excuse if he loses a game. Oh, I was talking about the football game, not the basketball game. I was talking about the basketball game. Not the football
no. I had Duke football team total over 90.5.
We're just getting started. It's DTL. It's a vibe on Football Friday. All right, you degenerates out there and all of you OGs, we love you so very much watching on our YouTube channel. Yes, it's Football Friday, but it doesn't mean other sports AB aren't going on. Right now, Anthony Davis, despite the loss last night, he's going to get my vote for MVP at 39. This dude's playing the best ball of his career. Let's hope he stays on the court.
I know, man. Look, like that's the one thing. No one likes injuries. Of course, no one, roots for them. But some people, you're like, please, like, just give us a full year of it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to see, and they're always like different injuries for him too. His eye, his leg, his knee. Like, man, he's a big guy. You know what I mean? So I totally get lower body. But dude, like, just give him a full year. This guy's so good, man.
I would love to know. And and DG, he did play 76 last year, but it wasn't like full games, and they really fell down the stretch. This feels like a really good story. At 10-5, great start, and specifically, he's leading the NBA in scoring.
He's always been a great player. The unfortunate thing is he can't stay on the court, but right now he is. Last year, he was the guy who played through a lot of kind of the turmoil and the bad season that they kind of had, but it was surrounded by LeBron not being able to play. So LeBron was the one last year. It looks like Anthony Davis is kind of being the guy who they run the offense through, and he's showing out this year. And it's exceptional.
Dan Clark says best ball, missing 2 key free throws at the end of the game is best ball. Dan, collectively, yes, for 15 games, averaging over 32 points a game. That's great basketball. Everybody misses free throws. Soupy, your thoughts?
I'm excited for this MVP race because it is between Anthony Davis, Giannis, Nikola, Tatum. It's going to be a great MVP. They do run the offense through him. LeBron's more of the facilitator now, and they have their role players. Anthony Davis has to stay on the court. You're seeing how successful they are with him. Without him, I think this would be a very bad thing.
What was that last name you were talking about? The guy from Milwaukee?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay. There's another guy that plays there named Giannis, but I don't know if they're the same player or not, but might be. Hard to tell. They're both tall. All right, we are back in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are all over everywhere. Follow us at our YouTube page. Remember, 4 p.m. Eastern time. On weekdays, we are all over the stadium platforms, Amazon Prime, DirecTV now. We look gorgeous on DirecTV. And real quick, producer man, I need my 5-shot because we had a little issue during the break. Let me come to Charles. Charles, how do you say the name of the former MVP and NBA Finals MVP and NBA champion player that plays in Milwaukee?
I'm going to go silent with Giannis.
Interesting. So, Soupy, yes, AB.
Look, the Giannis, that one was good, but everyone missed one. All right, the Nikola, all right, like Nikola Tesla's coming in creating electricity, baby.
Nikola. I was like, who? Nikola.
Yeah, he's gonna win that MVP battle against Edison. Don't you worry.
I am an English major. I say things phonetically. If the letter's there, I say it. Okay, Mr. Tikachuk.
Wait a second. You're making fun of him, but you. Oh my god. Oh my
Dude, Soupy is a gift that keeps on giving. I love it.
It really is. It really is the holiday season. DTL Universe, you're welcome. You are welcome. All right. You are not going to believe what just came through on my phone. I kid you not. This is a true story. I just got a refund on my American Express card, AB, from the 5 memberships that I gifted 3 days ago. I don't know why. Yeah. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have to do it again. Oh, you can't make this come up. Oh, my God. I don't know why. Yeah, I got a refund just now. Oh, my goodness.
You're the first person in history to get a refund from Google.
I don't know. You can't make this up. Omar says, Soupy, an English major. Maybe. Oh, my God. All right. We've got a lot to get to when it comes to the – you guys got to stop with the Peyton stuff. Our resident benefactor, Peyton Manning. Peyton, if he's watching right now, he's realizing exactly what this business is all about. He's the toast of the town on Wednesday, and then you lose a couple, and all of a sudden, you're the target. Ooh, it's a rough business, young Peyton, or King Lettuce. I love that new nickname, by the way. All right, NFL. We saw last night anything can happen. in the NFL. A lot of eyeballs on the NFC West this week, AB, because they have such a convoluted mess. And somehow the 49ers have to go to Green Bay, and then they have to go to Buffalo after that. This is a really hard stretch for them. Green Bay favored by 3. They have their own issues because in their division at 7-3, they still have 2 teams ahead of them. Your thoughts?
Isn't that insane? Now, look, here's something to pay attention to. That number's going up for Green Bay. The last time we talked about it, Green Bay was 2.5 point favorite. Now they're 3. Their total has dropped 2 points. So it's going down here. And I think that you said it right there. Green Bay has to, like, every game is a must win, and they're having a heck of a season, man. It's crazy up there. Yeah, just pay attention to those 2 numbers as one goes up and the total goes down.
That's a great point. A really great point. DG, let me come over to you because Detroit at 9-1, Minnesota at 8-2. If they get in as a wild card, they got to be telling themselves, what do we got to do at this point? And they still have games to play, but this is a really cool race on the NFC side.
Green Bay has looked so good. And honestly, you're looking at a San Francisco team that's kind of trending downwards. And so with the injuries that's piling up for San Francisco and the unknown from Purdy, I would assume that's the reason this line is kind of moving the way it is, but also the total coming down is because if Purdy is not able to play, then that's going to limit them in their potential scoring. And so I love Green Bay here, but I'm still got to wait on to see what Purdy is going to do.
Yeah, that's a really good point. He went down with, what was it, a rib or a shoulder?
Yeah, I think
last
it's shoulder.
week. Yeah, I think shoulders too. Jared and Dan say, go, Pack, go. I feel that. Subi, let me come over to you. Let's go now to the other game, and you can talk about the Niners if you like, because the other game is a battle in the NFC West, and the Cardinals very quietly are starting to play some really good football, and Kyler Murray is playing really good football. We got to give him credit. But the Seahawks, after their win last week, in the last 12 seconds, they are the favorite, slightly at home, -110. Basically, it's a pick 'em.
It's basically a pick 'em in a neutral site. This could be anybody's game. Arizona, I love the way Kyler Murray's playing. It's because also James Conner is healthy. He is a big benefactor. They run the ball through him. He's running. He can catch. Marvin Harrison is just having these boomer bust games that's frustrating to us in the fantasy league. Sorry. And Trey McBride is looking like the top tier tight end we were hoping to be. Against Seattle, I think this is going to be a shootout with DK Metcalf back. I think this is just going to be I'm going with the over in it just because it's anybody's game. I wouldn't pick anybody to particularly win this one.
Soupy, keep the takes nice and tight, Coach said. Okay, Charles, let me come over to you. Do you think, because you're the guy who knows all about the points, do you agree with Soupy?
I'm kind of respectively disagreeing with my man Soup Dog. I kind of like the under in this one, and I like the Seahawks to win. So I would kind of lean that way with it. But this is definitely a wait and see approach because this one it could shift. Being at this -1, we could definitely see some variance, some sways in this one. So, but I definitely like the under. I think this is going to be a lower scoring defensive battle.
My man Soup Dog, my man Snoop Dogg. We met him once, a long time ago, WrestleMania 23. Not really. All right, AB, that last game right there, that is Sunday Night Football. We will get to that one in a moment, but this is the time of the show where all the people in the chat that love to play fantasy, Japan, all of those OGs, we got to know who to play, and we got to know who to sit. So, Soupy, what do we got this week coming from you, sir?
I'm starting with Drake May. He is just another rookie that is playing extremely well. 17 points in 5 games, which he has started and finished. Going against Miami, I think they are going to be chasing points. He has the big arm. He can run the ball. I think he's going to have a big game because he's going to need to. And Will Dissly, he's been a plug-and-play guy in the Mageddon week. You might need him. Ravens are allowing the most catches and most receiving yards to the tight end. I'm looking for him to have a big game. Who I'm not looking to have a big game is Anthony Richardson. Great run last week to beat the Jets. I don't think it's happening. The Lions are allowing the 5th fewest rushing yards. I don't think he's going to get it there. And just the passing isn't there. And the Lions have allowed just 7 passing touchdowns. And all the Raiders running backs fade them. Amir Abdullah, Alexander Madison, or Zamir White, whoever plays, just fade them against the Broncos, who are allowing the 5th fewest rushing yards per game.
AB, your boy Lad McConkey's on the list this week to play.
Lad McConkey can do it, man. He is a pass-catching stud. One of the best route runners already in the NFL, and he's getting better, man. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
He plays for the Chargers. We got them on Monday night. Harbaugh versus Harbaugh.
ESPN's doing a big 1 hour special on them being brothers and the journeys and stuff. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. DG, are we sleeping on Drake May? The Patriots have to go on the road to a suddenly resurgent Miami Dolphins squad.
I don't know if we're sleeping on Drake May. I just don't think he has anything, like, honestly, that he should be scared about. Like, he's just a rookie that is just going to go out and he's going to play. He's going to throw the ball around. And if he makes mistakes, he makes mistakes. I think that you're looking at a guy who's just kind of playing free.
And on the other side, Charles, the Raiders, you talk about a weird 1-2 punch. They're at home to the Broncos at 4:05. And then we know how good the Broncos defense is. And then Friday, a Black Friday game, weird. They have to then play in Kansas City, which will be Banana Land. So right now, we're fading everything Raiders according to Soupy as far as our running backs. Do you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. I have this as a lower scoring game. I would definitely fade anything that has to do with Raiders scoring. I love the list, especially that on the other side, that Will Dissly. He was 24 receiving yards 2 weeks ago. Now he's up to 40, so love him. But yeah, anything Raiders and under correlate.
Okay, very good. All right, Soupy, I think everybody agrees you did a good job this week. But the other thing that we are loving to do with you and your new young nemesis, young Peyton, is PrizePicks. And I know you love to have it all to yourself on a Friday. So what do we have today?
I'm going to start with Matthew Stafford versus the Eagles. I think he's going to have a similar performance to what he did against the Dolphins. The Eagles are playing great right now. They're second in drop pack EPA, fourth in success rate since week 8. I know he's got Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back. I love the way the Eagles defense is playing. And Bo Nix, I love the way he is playing. We already mentioned how bad the Raiders are on every front. He's averaging 257.3 yards over the last 4 games. He's going to go over this again. And then I'm taking B-Rob, had a great game last week. And now he's going against the Cowboys, who are dead last in rush EPA and rush success. We know how bad that run defense is. Brian Robinson is going off this weekend.
All right, very good. If you like to play PrizePicks, and there is a vibe, there is a language that you have to know, and we are still learning it here at DTL, but it's very popular, and we are leaning into it. They're talking about Tracy DG in the chat, saying he's very underrated. Your thoughts on that particular player?
I love Tyrone Tracy. I looked late last night and I didn't see a lot of the lines just out, but I like his receiving yards this week. And so Tyrone Tracy, if you're looking at him, he plays for the Giants. He's lesser known, and he does have the backup DeVito. I believe his last name is the quarterback this week. So they might be looking for some checkdowns.
Yeah. How about yesterday? Did anybody see the prepared statement by Daniel Jones yesterday? I mean, if you just watch it cold, you feel like he's been cut. You feel like he's off the team. You feel like he's retired. That was heart-wrenching to watch, I'll be honest with you. And he's still on the team. They had him playing safety this week, by the way. Safety. How disrespectful is that? And he did it.
Hey, let me tell you this. Welcome to the scout team, Haas.
A $40 million safety.
Hey, yeah, go ahead, put on that little mesh jersey.
He no longer gets the red one. Oh, no longer gets the red one. Floyd, great pick, Soupy. All of a sudden, Soupy's a crowd favorite. Very interesting. All right, still to come on the show. We're only about halfway done. It's a 5. We love Football Fridays, and we love the fact that our 5-pack is back. Also, you won't believe who wants to be the next head coach of the New York Jets. It's DTL. It's a Friday. Let's go. IUOGs, you degenerates. We continue on here on our YouTube page. And AB, as we head into a big weekend, guess who's going to have a late night show, everybody? Oh, I'll answer the question.
Take
Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce is going to have a Friday night, late night talk show that airs at 1 a.m. for, I believe, 5 weeks. It doesn't even matter how long it is. Have we officially reached the saturation point for the Kelces and the Mannings, probably?
At least with the Mannings, like you get Belichick and 2 Mannings. Like you don't even get Travis Kelce. You get Timu Kelce. It's just I don't understand.
DG,
why?
thoughts?
Why? Like, why are we doing this? Like, let's be original. Let's be different. Like, why? Hey, let's go see who should we get? Oh, the same guy that everybody else is getting. Like, be different. It's just it's lazy.
It's hard to constructively criticize Soupy because we would all take these gigs if offered to us. We know that, but he has $100 million deal. He's at ESPN. He just got done with almost 20 years in the league. It's not like he needs this. I think that's the point a lot of people are trying to make.
It's crazy just how everywhere I see the Kelces, on TV and on my computer screen. I see them in my grocery stores. As much as I would love, like my 10-year-old self would love that cereal, I can't get pre-diabetes right now. And I just watched Travis Kelce on Do You Think I'm Smarter Than a Celebrity? Yeah, that was
you know what it is?
something.
Not to jump in. This is the power of Taylor Swift, that people will grab anything with any connection in the hopes that Taylor will walk by one show. Like, that's the power that she swings. Seriously.
I can't disagree with that. I cannot. And he's got these 2 guys that 3 years ago said, we're going to make them famous. They said that, and they have. Mission accomplished. They are famous and way overused. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome back to DTL, and thank you all so much. The live number's awesome in the morning. Don't forget, we air at 4 p.m. Eastern time on all of Stadium's platforms, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. You turn it on, you're going to see DTL. And do not forget, we are 7 days a week on demand on Saturdays, but Sundays, 2 live shows, 10 a.m. in the morning, breaking down all the 1 and 4 o'clock games, and then, of course, 7 o'clock with Prime Time Live. Now, thank God we made it through the last 2 weeks, because soccer drives me insane when we start to get on a little bit of a roll and then they have a break. So it's just me and Big Chuck. It's just me and Charles. We've got the 5-pack, a play from 5 of the biggest leagues in the world. Charles, where are we going?
Friday, League One, PSG versus Toulouse. PSG has scored in all 11 matches this season, and Toulouse in 8 out of 11, including 6 straight. Go ahead and give me the both teams to score. Bundesliga on Saturday, Hoffenheim and Leipzig. Hoffenheim, first half team total over half a goal. I like Hoffenheim as a dog in this spot, and I expect them to get on the scoreboard in the first half as they average 1.4 first half goals at home. Premier League, Everton versus Brentford. Brentford, this is our weekly auto play. First half half a goal. They've scored in 9 straight first halves and 10 of 11. Italy, Serie Parma versus Atalanta, with Parma averaging 1.13 goals at home and Atalanta averaging 1.18 goals on the road. I'll back the over 3 in this one. Lastly, Spain La Liga, Celta Vigo, Barcelona, the both teams to score and over 2.5 that is cashed in 3 straight and 8 of their last 10 meetings.
Is it crazy that I look forward to that every single week? You go on Serie A. Oh, it feels so good. By the way, our resident benefactor, Roberto Bibo, says, Charles, thank you for picking me up yesterday. By the way, 4 for 4, never to be neglected. Big Chuck, thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there are some other topics that, quite frankly, blew me away, and they need to be discussed. It's time to educate, entertain. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we know the New York Jets are a mess, but there are just certain things that are fun to talk about. And as bad as this man has been on TV, and best believe he's bad. He's so bad that he becomes comical. But then when he says something like this yesterday, my ears perk up. Listen to Rex Ryan on potentially where he wants to go.
I look at it this way: blow it up. We're going to blow the opponents up. There's way too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing, period. And how hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. Like, nobody's seen a team going to play the way as hard as this team's going to play in the future. Trust me, if I'm the guy. Trust me. And that's going to be it. That's what's going to separate me from all these other guys you're going to bring in. You know, your Grudens, your whoever, whatever. Give me a break. They ain't New York Jets. I'm all about the Jets. And the great thing is, all right, yeah, second chance. You get a second chance at it and things like that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, well, when it does, it's usually special. And so we'll find out if I get that chance or not. If not, then, you know, hope they have one hell of a guy in place, because I still want to be a fan of the Jets. I still want to be. But, you know, when I look around, I know nobody's better than me.
Wow, I know nobody is better than me. I say that all the time, but I'm spitting facts. What about Rex Ryan, AB?
Look, I love Rex Ryan. I always have. Hey, he lives in Nashville, him and his brother, right? Here's the thing, though. That second time around usually does not work out. I've never seen it work out in sports, in marriage, in anything. It never works. Like, I don't know, but you know what? It's the Jets. Who knows, man? But I love Rex as a dude. Like, Rex is a dog. I love it, man.
I don't know that I've ever seen somebody shoot their shot, DG, like this. And let's not forget, Rex, if you had left the Jets and retired, okay, the we stuff, you went to Buffalo. You coached in Buffalo. So don't say that you're all Jets all the time, all green and white. Let's stop that. DG, your take.
I love this, and it might surprise some people, but why not? Shoot your shot. Listen, you have nothing to lose. Go get the bag. Who cares if you suck? At least go get the bag. Secure the bag is what I always say. So shout out to Rex Ryan. Why not? Just try to get the bag.
Raise your hand, guys, if you've ever heard DG say, get the bag. I didn't think so. Put your hand down. You've never said, get the bag.
Not
Stop
to you.
It. Stop.
My friends.
Yeah, not to you, my friends. By the way, AB, this is kind of funny for me and you when you talk about starting it over and something can be better the second time. DJ says it worked for DTL. If you know, you know. We will leave it there. Soupy, big man, do you think the Jets fans would embrace a return of Rex Ryan?
He was the last coach to get them into the AFC Championship. I think they would love to have him back, but I'm thinking about Joe Gibbs when he went back to Washington that second time around, or I think it was actually even the third time around. It didn't work out so well. This team, as great of the talent they have, I just think that there's just a lot of mess, and it's with one guy that basically probably is the GM of the team now.
There's no question about that. They make that joke about Aaron Rodgers and LeBron James all the time. And Big Chuck, right now, if Rex goes back and he's going to say all of that, and then you're forced to keep Aaron Rodgers because of finances, then I don't know if those two guys can work together.
I think they could go together for at least 1 year. Yeah, he's the last one to get him to the playoffs in 2010, but I love how he threw Gruden into the mix. Gruden was just chilling, and he threw Gruden in there also. So, yeah, that was a great soundbite. So, yeah, I would love to see Rex back in New York. Why not? Why not take a shot? They hadn't had any success since he left.
Yeah, no doubt. Right now, they are 3-8 with 6 games to go. And I'm so glad that you mentioned Gruden, Big Chuck, because Gruden recently signed with Barstool Sports. And I'll be honest, because I'm always honest. He's entertaining in all those scenarios where they're just sitting around talking. But AB, Barstool Sports is also in the news today because Dave Portnoy, the head of said company, I just worked with their guys at MMA a couple weeks ago. Nice guys. He is taking credit now for Michigan signing the highest rated recruit in the history of their university. Bryce Underwood has left Chuck's school, LSU, and recommitted now to Michigan. And Portnoy put out a video yesterday basically admitting to calling the kid to get him to come to Michigan. Is NIL completely out of control now?
No, it's awesome. Like free market, buddy. Like this is what the economy is based on. If you want something, you got the money, go get it, right? And Dave Portnoy said it now. Our man, all right, Big Phil in the chat, huge Michigan guy. We talk all the time. He's right. Larry Ellison, all right, the CEO of Oracle, he put up some money too. So it ain't just Portnoy here, but you got to give Dave his credit, man, because he said it in the middle of the year. I'm tired of losing. I'll pay for a quarterback. Get me a top 10 quarterback, and I'll pay money for it. You know what? He damn sure put his money up and did it. So, got to give him credit there, man. And I like Portnoy. Portnoy's a good dude. Like, he said it, and he did it. There you go.
He's growing on me. There are a lot of things that Barstool Sports does that I like. There's a lot that I don't like, but that's with anything. DG, this story, yeah, we laugh about it, but it kind of screams to where we're at right now. And if you're it happened to Oklahoma State in a different way because one guy funded their entire program. But this is a situation where if you have wealthy alumni or you have influential alumni, and now they're allowed to talk to players and can change their mind. If I'm Brian Kelly, I'm pissed, but I understand it.
It's sad that college sports is kind of going this direction, though. But honestly, like that's cool with Dave, like, kind of going that direction and securing the fact that he can get a guy to go in there to his alma mater or to his team. But that's only 1 year. What's going to happen in his sophomore season? Is this guy going to jump to go somewhere else? Can Dave secure him for 2 years, for 3 years? I'm curious to see how that goes.
I wonder, I'm fascinated at what Soupy the number is to get him to switch. We've seen the biggest number reported was Archie Manning around $10 million. Is this kid potentially more valuable than that?
Underwood's a very talented guy. I've watched a little bit of his tape. He's very talented, and that's why he is garnering this top recruit status. As AB said, it's a free market. That's what NCAA has become, is buy your players. I'm just hoping that when DTL blows up, I can start buying teams for UConn, make UConn really the football capital of the world.
AB, go.
Hey, you want to talk about buying players? I'll go ahead and tell you this. You saw Tennessee baseball win a national championship last year. Go ahead and look at the NIL this year. Every transfer has come to Tennessee. They ain't slowing down for nothing, son.
It's the way it is. And Charles, down in your neck of the woods, it is bigger than ever. I can't even imagine the amount of checks and the amount on the checks that it's going to take if these types of stories keep coming out.
It's a trickle-down effect. The last 2 weeks also had an influence. BK is costing us out because he was a main component of getting Mr. Underwood to LSU, and the NIL doesn't hurt, but he recruited heavily to get him there. So the last 2 weeks, so I don't know, maybe he's heard the little birdie say BK's not going to be there next season. That's the reason he went. So he said these last 2 weeks have had a trickle-down effect, and it has deeply affected this LSU squad.
It's just such a weird thing. You have certain coaches that are kind of outside of the realm of criticism. He goes from Notre Dame to LSU. He's making $8 to $10 million. That's a new going rate. And then also, because producer man, I need a one shot because I got something to say about one thing as I have 1 minute left. Julian Juju Lewis. Never heard of him? Well, he's a big-time quarterback who reclassified. He was signed to go to USC. This is how much college football has changed. He now has recommitted, just like Bryce Underwood, to going to Colorado. And he's the number 2 ranked recruit in the country. So that adds a layer to the entire Deion Sanders, Shadir Sanders conversation. If Deion Sanders leaves Colorado, will Juju then leave again? Will he go to a third school? Will he commit to a third school? This NIL thing is banana land, but it's not just NIL. It's about coaches that are potentially moving around, and will they stay? Because this kid, number 2 in the country, if you haven't seen him play from Carrollton, Georgia, the kid is an absolute beast and a franchise changer at Colorado. All right, still to come, we'll look ahead and we'll get TG's view on whether or not Indiana can really pull it off this weekend. What a good football Friday. It's DTL. Oh, there's only one place. Let's go. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page. And AB, a lot of these semifinalists or finalists or whatever you want to call them have come out. And I guess when you win, what is it, 6 Super Bowls, it's not good enough. Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, has been passed over again. Do you think kind of some of the personal stuff is starting to bleed into these votes?
I mean, yeah, it has to. Like, here's my question. Why did we push Jerry Jones in so fast years ago? What the hell's he done? Like, I get the business part of it. What the hell's he done in the league? Robert Kraft's got handfuls of rings, 2 of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that anything negative on Jerry. I'm saying it as, what the hell's this guy got to do? They won a lot of rings around there, man.
Charles, that's the question. What does he have to do? I mean, at this point, he's won more than anybody.
It's mind-boggling. So, yes, definitely a personal attack on him, not letting him in. So, yeah, I still can't believe he's not in as much as he's accomplished in the sport with the Patriots. So, yeah, it's definitely a personal vendetta against Mr. Kraft.
Yeah, Super, you live up in that neck of the woods. Do you feel that?
It has to do with some of his own personal misconduct, but also has to be some of the cheating scandals with the Patriots. I think they don't necessarily want to dilute the Hall of Fame with that type of misconduct. I think it has a lot to do with that.
I agree, DG, that this can't, if this was just about football, he'd have been in 5 years ago.
It's the off the field issues. It's what the black guy could look like if they were to let him in. It would be the questions surrounding it. So it has nothing to do with football, in my opinion. It has to be with off the field issues.
I agree. A lot of the chat agrees as well. Jerry should retire. Jerry printed money for the NFL. Easy explanation. That's kind of what it boils down to. Every time you hear a story about the NFL and its meetings and its owners, it's always Jerry Jones who's at the front of the discussion because they're far and away the most valuable franchise. How? I'm really not still sure, but the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Steelers, they're the OGs. And they're always going to be in the conversation. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We are back. We are back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. DTL on a Football Friday continues. What a good vibe so far. Live number is popping. If you haven't hit that like button, if you're watching on YouTube, please do that for us. It really helps the show grow. All right, guys, we've got to look forward to tomorrow. And it's the biggest, not close, DG, I'm starting with you, game in the history of Indiana. So much so, they just gave their head coach, Google me, an 8-year extension. They're all in with this guy. What can they do tomorrow? Because the number, which means the public is with you and the Hoosiers, keeps coming down.
I'm very confused with the number that is falling at this point because it's just a center. And I don't want to put too much on that because I do think the center matters, but why would it be moving that much? It has to be that the little bit of the weather that could be coming in. I think there's been reports that it could have some snow there with it, but I think that Indiana has been preparing for this all season, but also the last 2 weeks, had a bye week last week. And so I think Indiana plays very well in the first half. It all depends on the second half, the adjustments that can come from halftime. Can they keep up? Just like Derrick Henry, he kind of weighs on you because he's a little bit bigger. I'm curious if they can hold off Ohio State's size in the second half.
That's the big question, AB. My other one is I kind of have these visions every now and then about, you know how like you've watched so many games over the years, you can kind of see what's going to happen. And this one feels like to me, the hype train, everybody's there, and then Ohio State comes out and blows them out 41-10. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, like look, yesterday, you could have gotten Ohio State at minus 13.5. I'm not saying you could have, like you'd like the lower number, right? But like Indiana plus 13.5. It's down to 10.5. All right. And remember that weather last night, it's going to be around a while in the state of Ohio. Did you see it? Yeah. There could be some weather issues up there in Columbus.
That's a nugget that I had not thought of, Soupy.
We got to look at what Indiana's schedule was. They had one of the easiest schedules leading up today. They hadn't played a ranked team. I think the reason why this might have gone down, it could have to do with losing their starting center. He was a big part. Seth McLaughlin is going to be an NFL prospect. I think Ohio State can squeak by in this game. I don't think Indiana is necessarily a fraud, but some of the top tier numbers that they have, I don't think they're going to put up those type of stats in this game, but I think it is going to be close. Ohio State just has the better talent, though.
Michigan State, Washington, Nebraska, Northwestern, Maryland, UCLA. Those are your Big Ten teams that they have played. Charles, Army, Notre Dame. This is a sneaky, huge game this weekend. Notre Dame only has one way to get into the playoffs. Every other team has two: win your conference or be high enough ranked. That's what Army is looking to do because they're a non-power 5. There is so much, but the books, they see this as a mismatch. The number's 14.
I think it's a mismatch. Also, I like Notre Dame in this spot. I think we also see some points. So I think they're going to try to run this up, as you say, to get some style points. So I definitely like Notre Dame in this spot to kind of flex their muscles against Army, which I love Army also, but I think this is just a bad spot for them and what should be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, AB, the Notre Dame needs to remember they have a loss to Northern Illinois. That is awful on their record right now. They need to win. And as Charles said, they need to win with style.
And you know what? Ever since that loss to Northern Illinois, they've done nothing but beat the hell out of everyone. They have been a betting wagon. We have bet Notre Dame Saturday after Saturday after Saturday, betting overs. All right. And they've always at 44.5, 45. And every Saturday, Notre Dame scores 45 on their own. Like, dude, they are a wagon, man. Like, I'm going to do, you just go ahead and mark me down on that over 45. I'm doing it again.
Yeah, the over 45 and DG. Army actually has an offense now as well, not just Notre Dame.
Army's offensive line is really, really good. Their D line is as well. That I think that's why this game stays a little bit closer than people realize, and that 14 and a half, whatever you can get. I like Army there. I kind of like Army to be a team that's a sneaky underdog and goes out right and wins this game.
Wow, on the money line, plus 470. Worth a little sprinkle, according to DG. All right, I see the live number. It's great today. Thank you all very much. But it also means a lot of you were not here at the top of the hour. We've got a bunch of picks you didn't see, 10 seconds or less, one nugget. We like to call it the whip around. All right, here we go. AB, start us off 2 on the hardwood.
Yes, sir. College basketball tonight. Going Duke +1 against Arizona. Tennessee -3.5 in the championship game against Baylor.
DG.
The weather's not slowing down Indiana. We're going to go to the first half team total over 9.5 at -125. And then Georgia Southern, Coastal Carolina, first quarter, both teams to score over at MGM. Need them to score 3+ at -115.
Soupy, we were also staying on the gridiron.
Miami is going to take out their frustrations from the loss against Georgia Tech against Wake Forest. Give me the over 44.5 team total points. And for Indiana, look at how they played against Michigan last week. Think of Ohio State as a better defense and a way better offense, but I think it stays close. Give me the +6 in the first half.
And our 5-pack cats it in the dirty. Big Chuck.
Friday, League One, PSG Toulouse. Both teams to score. PSG scored in 11 straight and Toulouse in 8 of 11. Bundesliga on Saturday, Hoffenheim, first half team total over half a goal. They averaged 1.4 first half goals at home. Premier League, Brentford, first half team total over half a goal. They've scored a first half goal in 9 straight. Italy, Serie Parma versus Atalanta, the over 3. And lastly, Spain, La Liga, Celta Vigo versus Barcelona. Both teams to score in over 2.5 this cash in 8 of their last 10 meetings.
Let's get that started today with one game on the pitch. Now, 2 more housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. The Howie Schwab Crew play of the day, AB, was voted on as what?
Well, we don't have it. The poll's down. The polls, but I'll give you a tip real quick. Here's a little nugget for you, just in the replacement of it. If you bet quarters, the Kansas City Chiefs in the third quarter this season, they've scored 3 total points since September. 3.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. All right. Also, Rafi's stat of the day is becoming an absolute crowd favorite. What do we have today?
For the NFL this weekend, all right, we've had 5 games this season where we've had a double-digit favorite in the NFL. They are 5-0 against the spread, and we have 2 of those Sunday. The Chiefs -10.5 on the road at Carolina, and the Commanders minus 10.5 at home against the Cowboys. Dan Quinn revenge game.
Which is a real thing. Don't think for a second he's not trying to get a little bit of revenge. Speaking of revenge, gentlemen, I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat, and we always like to listen to our fan base. Soupy, it feels like to me they want an official Soupy against the Lettuce King challenge. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I'm always up for a competition just because I know I'm better than the competition.
Again, horrible trash talk. Absolutely horrible. Somebody said in the chat that Peyton wasn't on the show today because he's busy hanging out with Lulu, apparently, who cuts his hair at Sports Clips. You never know where we all go. I have not been to a barber or paid for a haircut in over 20 years.
Me neither.
Over 20 years. Your lettuce is just flowing. It's just flowing.
It's coming.
All right, DG, this is the biggest week of your. I'm going to give you the last 20 seconds here to just riff if you want. Biggest game of your fandom this weekend.
I'm excited. I've been on this bandwagon now for, I guess, just this season. But I'm excited for the people that are the OGs that live there, that live and die by this team there in Bloomington. So I'm excited for them. I'm excited just to kind of ride on the bandwagon and just join it all together. So go Hoosiers.
Big noon Saturday. Don't go away for long. By the way, Abe Zilla just gave us a new segment, the soup and salad segment. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is the way you end the show, and we're going to be working on that over the weekend. It's time for you guys to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, be kind to one another, be honest with each other. It's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Ryan Tiger, Lobo, my man from the Dirty Big Chuck. Best beer in the game, Soupy. A man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. Never forget about producer, man, my partner, AB, and I'm simply the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here on DTL. Good luck.